Hi there everybody, welcome back to another episode of Pillars of Eternity. It has been a while. Basically, we just finished Gwing's birth. There are still a few things to do, but also because of the level, we can't do all the quests. So what I'm going to do is, I am going to finish as much of the city as I can with my current level. I don't think I can do too much, but I'm gonna try, and then we will start heading out. Okay, there's one spot I saw when I checked the map. I saw there's a cave there. I've never been. Speed it up a bit.
Have you heard about the commotion at the palace?
Of course. Something about luminous Adra.
A giant made of luminous Adra.
All I know is that they're all at each other's throats up there.
What the fuck? What the fuck? The raindrops. Against the backdrop of during youth, a young woman raises her arms with an air of practiced drama. Before her, two men stand across each other, mirroring skulls.
You both attest that you have made all possible efforts to come to a peaceful...
The woman trails off as you approach, and you find yourself in sudden darkness of a crowd's attention.
Who is this Nasenale? How many cousins do you have or so?
Postenago. Does that look like any cousin of mine?
How should I know? Your kin lie with eels.
Also glares at Lara and bites back whatever insult he had.
We have business. What do you want?
Know what's going on here for starters. The feud chuckles arise from the bystander, and Lara's face flashes with
The
embarrassment.
family keeps you on a tight leash, Laro. Will getting impaled on a Valera blade prove something to them?
What's your words, Oaf? You want the Juana to know we're dueling?
My bad so to the tribals. We should be free to settle matters on valiant terms.
Small wonder the old empire collapsed in civil strife if this is the Valian way.
And how do your colonies fare, Adira?
You don't have to do this, you know.
If you want a civilized resolution, you're talking to the wrong fop.
This street thug called my family a warren of corrupt inbreds. But is there a dung heap in all the world that does not have a little Valera cousin scratching through it?
That wolf he calls mother would have us live out our days polishing Bardatto silver.
The one our gathering reinforcement is still in this position. They should be here any second.
Mill! Scatter!
What? Where are you going, you stuffed shirt? Hey, wait! This isn't over, you coward! You can't hide behind your corrupt mother forever!
Goodbye.
I'll report back to you.
Bardatto estate. As beach.
for trouble or taking in the sights?
Where was that? Did I not come in yet? No, I didn't. Where was it going? Village to village.
Let me fetch my tools. That wasn't so hard.
That's it. Village to village. Bardatto. Can't do that. Waterfalls. Do that. Okay.
Laro has returned to the estate intact. Perfetto.
No, losing a grip on her ledger.
Too much Bardatto blood has been spilled in the name of Vendetta.
I get a feeling that there's still some unfinished business.
Ak, nothing has been solved, only delayed. Here, for your discretion.
He pays you a pouch of coins and adds a short mark to her ledger before snapping it.
You have not met Mother, have you?
Never thumbs to her chin, leaving a spot of
I'm
ink.
certain she'll have work for someone invested in the family.
Where your mommy at?
Ah, yes. The newcomer. I thought you might visit.
Don't call me that. I am your boss.
Lady Ezzali Bardatto. Custom dictates, I say, at your service. But I have not the time for such lies. Will your animal be tracking mud through my estate? I will hold you to it.
Leave my fucking bear alone.
You saw my son dueling with the Valera boy. At least he survives to learn from his mistakes. When Valera and Bardatto cross each other, only blood and sorrow remain. Perhaps in time, if great Wodica judges us worthy of supporting the company. Word has spread fast about the little spectacle at the docks. You've certainly caught everyone's attention. Perhaps the Watcher of Cadnua and House Bardatto can help one another.
What is your want?
Queen's Beth whispers of a Valera plot against my family. Something grander than pointless duels. You are a newcomer to the Deadfire, uniquely positioned to loosen Valera tongues.
She taps her chin and regards you thoughtfully.
Zilli Valera strums a lute by the watchtowers. A meek-tempered boy. Fonder of song and drink than the family business. He might spill something of his family's affairs.
What if there's no plot against the Bardatto?
Then I will sleep better at night. My hopes do not hinge on being proven right at every turn.
Wouldn't the governor take an interest in this treachery?
The governor is interested in how much luminous adra we can export. Nothing else matters. To that end, I look forward to the day when we won't need Valera thugs backing our interests.
You want me to draft them up?
Per complanker. Show more discretion than that. For now.
I'll see what I can get from the Zilli.
Try not to alert the Valeras of our knowledge. That is the point of involving an outside agent.
You notice something unusual. Your attention is drawn on Ezzali's deck. Among the assorted ledgers, a document sides a brass seal that's dripping with heated wax. The drippings have dried into a helmet-shaped pattern with what resembles the shape of an eye fringed with a bird's feather. The necessitating embrace flicks across the surface in a barely perspective.
Are you still with me?
Your desk, the eye. She glances back at her desk, this time with impatience.
I'd venture that you're working too hard.
About this family feud, your family seems... about this family feud...
Fratello doesn't make my affairs any easier with his wayward ambitions.
Would you be willing to speak to Fratello?
Oh dear. You're serious, aren't you? You think I'd put myself in pistol range of that old imp?
May I go speak to him on your behalf, convince him to read
I
series?
think you overestimate how much of my trust you currently enjoy. More pleasant subjects, I hope.
Family seems very well established.
My bank shoulders the cost of the Valiant Trading Company's operations in the Deadfire. It is said that no Valian may wipe themselves unless a Bardatto signature approves it first.
If that's true, we gotta stop shaking hands with them.
I'm certain you've touched worse, farmhand.
Bardatto and Valera feud.
Because we do not belong in the same business. The Valeras are opportunists reaping the rewards of happenstance. They're little better than the pirates they're charged with slaying.
Very self-deception, mayhaps.
Okay. Let me go. Oh, I see my body's time. I need to go rest. I just had a... Where's the Ezzali guy? Is he in here? Or is it a different section of the city? I'll have a look now. We'll have a look-see. We shall have a look-see.
Hail and welcome to the... Now, what can I do for you? You see anything you like?
Plus one cost of the one special skills.
Now, what can I do for you? Be seeing you.
Ezzali. Captain Aldous, Fort Deadlight, Stick of confronting damage, Sylvia can take her ship's triumph, found the ancient temple near the southwest of Makatapa, found Ezzali below. One of the local watchtowers. Should probably read more. Don't even have to read, like it's voiced.
Been having some disturbing dreams. Makes it hard to sleep. Yeah? Hoo-wee! About time we took a breather. My feet are blistered something fierce.
As based on a need for support, she leans forward and sucks a breath of fresh air. Her eyes never leave your face. A rosy flush really brightens her cheeks as she burns you a wide rash.
Tell me what's on your mind?
How are you feeling? Have you suffered any nightmares? How as you came to be a worshipper of Gorn, more so than
My folks You might say they're not your typical Aethasians. Sure, they cling to the light more than the darkness. But the war, it touched my family. And it changed them. Killed some. Not that I remember firsthand. The others toughened, turned survivors. That much I saw with my own eyes, even years later.
Are there others like you?
Of course. Though we're few and spread out. Most don't keep to temples. Soul shepherding requires travel. My aunt's the one who taught me about the cycle of life and death. How everything happens in stages. Whether forwards or backwards, from seed to rot to rebirth again, it's all just states of existence and balance. See? That's how I first learned about the slice of gone within Aethys. After that, I read all the doctrines of gone. Anything and everything I could get my hands on.
Such as?
The 12 books of Nearwith, plus the epistles from the minor prophets. A lot of them aren't a part of today's canonization, but that doesn't mean they're wrong.
Because there aren't other justification.
It's tradition for the youngest born to take up the priesthood of Aethys. Well, I did it in my own way. No need to fiddle-foot around. They're there in my head, and sometimes I can... Yeah, it's best.
May I assist?
You're a big boy.
A giant? One of the Rathun?
No, much bigger. Such is the rumor.
Sounds like sailor tales to me.
Shall we begin?
See I hope you'll bloom.
Divided.
In the market for these, of course. Come take a look.
What you got? Stealth. Okay. Young man appears either to be composing or practicing a tune on his lute. He stops mid-strum, looking up at you with a friendly expression.
Apologies, Lord, if I intrude upon your peace. Inspiration eludes me still. If you are after some scenery, I suggest the far end of the bridge. It smells better when the wind blows in from the sea, of course.
Got some questions.
Oh, sure. What about?
You're the one who talks about certain kinds of jobs.
It was Persa, wasn't it? Is she recruiting again? You can tell her I'm not getting involved in whatever she's up to. Look, you seem like a nice person, but I'm just here to practice my Go plot your mischief with Persa. She's got a room at the tavern down in the Gullet. Just leave me out of it.
Next section. This part actually took a lot. This area, and there's multiple. Now the Gullet is next. So, don't speak group notice as you walk. Okay. What you want?
Look what's finally washed into port.
Serafen stops at the other pirate's approach. His fist balled that the heat of his anger flushes your skin. Then sees beneath, simmering your thoughts.
Hold up, Cap. That be Malnaj, the High Queen Sea Devil of the Deadfire herself, awaiting us like a shark in hate.
Keep calm, Serafen.
Steady as the sea, Cap.
A flash of ice-cold loathing cuts through the heat of Serafen's anger, threatening to wash you over. Let the visions come. Aching shoulders, aching wrists, aching ankles, bound and gagged. The filthy rag in your mouth soaked through the briny. Soaked through and briny. Every breath like drowning, hanging from this bowsprit. The rise and fall of swells. The sea spray of chilling shock. Malnaj shouting from a bulwark, ignoring it. She says, "Ignore it and focus. You useless sack of spider shit." Reality rushes back in like an approaching wave.
Captain, I've heard a mess and a half about you. Mostly good. Though I see your taste in company could use some refining.
You look like a dude.
Typical Malnaj. Can't match my skill, so you try to spew shit.
Boy, when you're as old as me, your skill will still be naught more than the untrained fumbling of an Adheran maid to the refined workings of my mind. Apologies, Captain. Didn't realise you'd married your honour to this scallywags. You boy him, believe you me. I've heard about your run-ins with Captains Benweth and Ferrante. Meeting the old Principe seems like. Almost makes a girl green. The envy of missing the party.
She grants her mouth full with a sharp.
I'm tracking a man by the name of Rimaro. Traitor to the cause.
Rimaro ain't no traitor, you mind-blind sack of squid squirts.
Kevin growls his fist and a fur bristling. You feel the anger quell around him and spills outward, and your vision begins to swim. Let the vision come. A sharp strike against your cheek and your head bits wood hard. The weight of something rolling down the back of your scalp, clamping in your fur, and Malnaj standing over you. First bolt, a flash like thunder on, and copper in your mouth. Then an old man, eyes equal parts kindness and rage, bawling her back, shouting her down, turning to you, leaning in, the rage fleeing. The anger slides past you and your vision resolves into the Negataka street.
Captain, there'll be a bounty of some 4,000 pounds on Rimaro, quick or dead. I'd be willing to cut you 1/10 of that, here and now, if you give me any knowledge you might have stumbled across on your travels.
Tomorrow is on his way to Port Maje. Serafen blinks at you, then spits out some muttered invectives to sell the lie. Drumming, Malnaj plucks a purse from a belt and tosses it to you. She chuckles.
Apologies, Serafen. Seems your trust were misplaced. Thank you kindly, Captain. If this tip ends up worth a damn, I'll be the first raising your name up the main mast. It turns out you shitted me. I'll be back for the coin and your shit besides.
He slaps a salute, turns on her heel and walks away. Well, I'll see you later. Stronger. I can actually fight you all. How can you leave me alone? The Gullet. Okay, hang on, let me just close this curtain. Sun in my eye. You leave the bustle of the crowds behind, making your way along the winding path into the Gullet. For a time, the path ascends the mountain. Even so, the cramped walls and the run-down Wana buildings close in around you, obscuring your view. You come to a dark passage cutting through the mountain, just wide enough to accommodate a wagon. The path here descends steadily into the rock face. After a lengthy journey through the dimly lit tunnel, you come to the gates of the Gullet. The stench hits you first, a foul mixture of rot, stale air, and bodily odors. You notice a guardsman pushing a cart heap high with moldering foods, which must account for some of the smell. Ahead, the homes of the Gullet emerge as a collection of lights amid the darkness. You hear the rush of water below, and a frigid breeze wafts up from the unseen depths like an exhalation.
Please, I did nothing!
You see a man being dragged along the rickety boardwalk toward a rusty cage that swings over the abyss. He strains against the guard's grip. The guard delivers a savage backhand.
Enough! Or do you wish to consign her to the old city as well?
The warrior gets casts a meaningful glance at a woman standing in short distance away.
Let him go!
She screams at the guards, but she doesn't dare approach. The man notices her face lights up with shame.
Beer! I'm sorry!
Your tongue flops like a dying fish. I tire of its stink. Lower him down!
May Tangaloa devour your souls, you cold-blooded eels.
At once.
Traveler, have you any food? Surely you've a scrap to spare.
What the fake is going on here? Look at this. The Narrows. What's the Narrows?
That Dawnstar may be able to help. What say?
Help how? Poison me? Akira, no thanks.
Oh, another thing I didn't notice. All the pets have got abilities. It gets all +2 to all defense against body affliction, mind affliction attacks. Grants pet party. So while Icarus is following you around, you have bonus defense against attacks that apply affliction, and your party has bonus defense against poison and disease attacks. Each pet has its own little unique abilities. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. What was that? Alien breastplate. Wow. What's the edge reflex? This one looks better altogether. Yeah. The woman bends over a pile of dried, bitter-smelling herbs. She's crushing and mashing them on a dirty scrap of parchment, coughing with effort. She steps in front of you to block your way, wiping a ragged sleeve across her really bloodshot eyes.
Peatley? Good God, I nearly didn't recognize you. You look more death-warmed over than Dawnstar.
Here points every in approval.
Didn't see you there, Shody. Listen, you and your friends should move along.
I'm not feeling so good, and I'd hate to get you sick.
Hear muffled hacking and the unsteady rhythm of labored wheezing breath coming from the back of her room.
Nothing a little ginger root and some bed rest won't cure. Please, let me be.
Blood wasn't gave girl. That combination clears mucus from lungs. Someone must be very
Could
sick.
use your skill at the Temple of Gone. Could use it here. There's some sick Raparu in the back. Not much I can do for them now besides keep them comfortable.
Raparu. As the lowest class of human society, Raparu are designed to work as unskilled laborers and to starve in time of scarcity. The status is a function of survival in the often unforgiving Deadfire and not a moral judgment. The Raparu are destined to be the reborn into the Karao or Matura class in their next lives.
And hidden.
Is that wise? Keeping a room full of sick people in the most crowded district in the city?
It's better than leaving them to wander the district. I can give them a dignified death, if nothing else. Because they've got drowner's lung. Spreads like gossip and kills even faster. I heard some Raparu had gotten sick, so I brought them here to care for them. City healers don't come down here.
She frowns and gives her a nose a vicious wipe.
Realized what it was when I heard the rattle in their chests, the way they gasped for air.
Shows the back of her head, hand on her leg and
Only cure is an elixir made with pine seed oil. It costs a lot, though not nearly as much as an epidemic. Still, if news of this outbreak gets out, these poor souls will get tossed into the old city. No one with any money in Nekataka spends it on the Raparu. Maybe you can. You can get nearly anything on Delver's Row. Only trouble is finding it, and paying for it. Unfortunately, the children of the Dawnstars don't have many connections in this part of town. But I bet you could find someone at the tavern who knows where Delver's Row is. Criminal types like to wet their throats after a long day of lying, cheating, and stealing. About the only honest one. The Raparu here are treated like garbage. Even made to eat garbage from that scrap heap opposite the lift. And Dario and his Principe scum took advantage of the neglect down here to set up the black market on Delver's Road. All the while, the Gullet gets more crowded as tribes from the other islands come to Nekataka. Some are driven from their homes by pirates, raiders, even trading company thugs. Others hear stories of the foreign wealth pouring into the city. What they don't realize is most of it flows between the foreigners and the palace. As best we can. Most of us came from Raid Saris after the Vorless Plot and the Saints' War. Or we were born to families that did. We remember what it's like to scrape by. That's what Dario and his people say. They recruit Raparu to sneak things from the docks, report on meetings between traders. I can't blame the Raparu. Not when the alternative is eating from a trash pile. But I don't trust these Principe any more than I do the trading companies.
Difference being, lass, the Raparu be their customers and confederates alike. To the company bilge barnacles, they be only product.
And whenever the city authorities finally crack down, the Raparu will be caught in the middle. Some days, I think maybe this is why Aethys brought us to Deadfire, so we can do some good. Other days, I'm too damn tired.
What interested Do the Children of the Doors have an
About the only honest one. And Dario and his old wife. Some are others hear stories of the someday, other days.
Okay. Take what I want. A tavern. The hole. Although Apollo man squints in your direction before blinking not profusely, he hobbles closer, bare feet, slapping the splintered floorboards of the abode.
What say you, boy?
He peers silly into your face, blinking fast all the while. The man's arms are thin as sticks, but teeth he has are yellow or black from years of malnourishment. Can you see me out? Do you know why?
I see much and many things. I simply do not look with these eyes in the same manner that others do. I have heard much as people speak of your kindness, watcher who chases Aethus. I also hear the Raparu's heartbeat, grown thready and pained. Now a watcher comes to the Gullet, as Amira has shown me you would.
This place is a bit like an open wood couldn't hit to clean up. He promises bring a jacket for him.
The Raparu are being crushed from the top. We starve so slowly, it is an agony.
No one deserves to suffer. Not like this.
This is the Juana way. The fish of our nets are drawn for the tribe. The fruit of our fields, too, is reaped for the tribe. And the coin of our pockets belongs not to one, but to all. All spoils are gifted to the whole of the tribe. The tribe then partakes from the top down, from the most deserving to the least.
While the Raparu are least deserving, the last to partake of the tribe's
The Mataru risk their lives to protect the tribe. The Quaru provided skilled goods and services. The tribe takes care of the Raparu more than we contribute to the tribe. Or it did, before our numbers swelled too large. The Dawn Stars would feed us, but the guards forbid them to pervert the order of sharing. There was a man who helped us, a soft-hearted pirate named Ulug. He worked with the Principe captain, Mad Morena, they call her, to bring us food from the black market. But for days now, we've had nothing. Ulug was never late with his shipments. Always very conscientious. A good boy. For him to disappear for several days without word, he must be dead. The Queen refuses to increase our share of the prize share. Without Ulug's shipments, we will surely starve.
I can reassess
am
smuggling
asking
operations in the
you,
black market.
what else can we do?
The starving sated and the pirates paid. Everyone's grins and giggles. Savvy play, Cap, worthy of Romaro himself.
Long as it doesn't end up going wrong for the same reasons.
You must find Delva's Row, boy. They keep a lift that will take you down to where the pirates play. Surely you'll find Ulug's contact there. If you do not know your way to the Row, someone at the Hole may be able to help you. Follow the path that Ulug first walked for us. But do not meet his same end.
Who else can resolve the food
If
shortage?
we cannot convince the Mataru nor the Principe, I believe the Dawn Stars may help us. Peatly is a child of the Dawn Stars, and has become the Gullet's most cherished healer. I believe she would willingly hear your request for charity. Speak, and I will listen.
I'm looking for a pet called
You
Deadfire.
mean the black market that lies nestled in the depths of the Narrows? The guards do their best to stomp it out, but they are a single boot against 1,000 ants.
Them pox-riddled arbor hogs would be better served taking towels to the sea, for all the drying they'd give it.
Old man.
I do not know how to get there, but someone at the tavern might. I've lived for many years in this gullet. My skin and bones have withered with each year, twisted harder, so that the Raparu now call me Pakitakiri.
One of four big person, the Pakitakiri is a role within one tribe for the purpose of resolving civil disputes. Rather than taking on the duties of a leadership as a chieftain, with the Pakitakiri offers wisdom and guidance to the tribe, acting as an advisor and negotiator as needed.
Though you can see, I am not very big or much sturdy. If a dispute arises within the gullet, I will see it resolved. That I can promise you. Both time and tragedy have rotted the gullet into a place of filth and crowdedness. Once, we Raparu lived in a fine neck of the city. That time has fallen, and with it, the ruins of our old city under Neketaka. Long before the foreigners swarmed us, a sea quake rumbled our city, and the mountain cratered down. Many cried to Andra, and were swallowed for their efforts. Now the Mataru send us into the ruins of the old city to be punished. Within that pit lies darkness and death. Not silence, but an end.
They took him. For what? Mataro's the second this month.
And they say the pittings aren't increasing. Do they lie to themselves or just to us? At this rate...
Was taking...
A woman has a row of tunics and sarong hanging from the rafters. Her pointed teeth are gritted in frustration, her lips is set in a snarl. The clothes are spotless, yet she swings handful of reeds again and again, grunting with each blow. Several children huddle together, whispering and looking on great tearful eyes.
Bataro is gone. Dead. What more do you want?
Punctures She punctures each statement with a fierce whack of reeds. The children flinch, looking between you and the woman. Take a deep breath and let's talk about this, whatever it is, calmly. She looks at you for the first time, a fraction of her anger.
Forgive me. I thought you were one of the foreigners who sent him away. Outsiders here always go to the tavern. My village was not like this. Why does Queen Onikaza not send the foreigners away?
Where did you know the man who deserved lowered? How did you know the man who was lowered onto the old city? One of the children starts to say something, but Bia shoots him a sharp glare. She turns back at you, arms crossed, gripping the reed bundle.
Wataru is punished already, I say. Whatever offense he gave, do not hang it on our necks.
She begins swatting the laundry again, though the considerably less consequences. I know you're scared, but I'm not here to harm you.
We say the only thing that live in these depths are ghost eels. And fish eaten by ghost eels. Which are you?
She turns away from you, striking the sorry.
The traders say they bring riches in their big ships. But what reaches the Gullet? Only crime and sickness, I say. The Rowatayans promise marvels, strong walls, and plenty for all. Akira, still my back aches from building their fort, and still I live here. And Bataro said we would finally leave. I heard a Rowatayan captain took up at the tavern. Suduzo, they call her. They say she is a traitor, so I thought maybe she will take passengers. Bataro went and found her in the tavern. Next I see him, the guards are dragging him to the cage. Many ships leave from Queen's Birth, but the Valians take slaves. They say the Principe smuggle goods in the caverns below, but I cannot trust such people. But the Rowatayans have mighty cannons, and a big homeland they abandoned for ours. Perhaps there is more room for us there.
Back and talk to Zaduso.
Everyone knows the Rowatayans are made of brass. They listen only to their commanders. But still, maybe it goes different for you. Bataro took some coin. Everything he scraped together working on the docks, when he went to bargain with the captain. I would offer it to you, but it is probably in the old city with Bataro. Or in someone else's pocket. Suduzo. They say she is a traitor, so I thought maybe she will take passengers. But she threw Bataro out. Always Bataro was careful with his words, especially as a Raparu. But a Raparu in Nekataka gives offense just by breathing the air of his betters.
I could look for Bataro.
I could never ask someone to go down to the old city, but since you offer, it is a big and dangerous place. But perhaps he hid himself. Perhaps, please, help him if you can. Or bring me news if you cannot.
How many of you need passage to Ratori?
We are 6. 3 children, 2 babes, and me.
Does no one else from the cast look after them?
Akira. It was so in the village, where Bataro and me came from. But here, we are all strangers. No one looks in on the sick or cares for the children. We are 6. Such a strange question. A Raparu child is the child of all Raparu. At least that is the way in the village where Bataro and me came from. But here, we are all strangers. No one looks in on the sick or cares for the children.
Do you know the way to Delva's Row?
Never. That is the surest way to get the attention of the Overseer. I hear it is somewhere in the Narrows. It is possible Anoi knows. He has lived here longer than any. His hut is just along the walkway to the southwest.
That would be a no.
What's our plan? I'm not especially keen on taking orders from disembodied voices.
Look at that big motherfucker. Come at me, boy. Sees the hammer once and all body dies.
How did you hear that about the boss?
With my own ears. Dario said there's treasures in that pit.
Shh! Have you lost your wits?
Nolan covered toe to ear in a sable fur leans against the bark down to change. Nothing changed. She gives you a wide easy smile. She notices your approach and then slips the coins into a pocket with a wink.
Hey, fresh face. Welcome to the hole. Just got 2 rules, yeah? Keep your hands to yourself and don't fall in. Need something?
Only for when you delve
No doubt you'd fit right in. But getting there? That's dangerous business, fresh face. But it ain't none of my business, I suppose. If you're dead set on dying, you'll find Delver's Row in the Narrows. Those twisty alleys carved into the mountain on the west side of the Gullet. You've got to make your own way from there. Dario will skin me if I say any more.
Nobody knows what Fernanda is, except that she's loyal to the Gullet.
Folks on the bottom gotta work together to get out from under those on top. I hear you, fresh face. I'll tell you how to get there without getting yourself dead first. Take a right the first chance you get. Then keep going forward until you see a merchant stall. Look close. There's a secret hallway behind a curtain there. That's your entrance.
I'm writing this down. Give me a sec.
I'm sure I don't need to tell you this, but all the same, you'd best watch yourself in Delver's Row. The crooks there will kill you just as soon as cheat you out of everything you own. If Dario doesn't gut you first. You stick around the Gullet long enough, you might find out. The hole's been here so long as there's been a Gullet. Though it ain't always been mine. What's a neighborhood without a place to get pissed drunk and lose your pants? Well, it's a bit of a story. See, I rode a whale into port in the middle of a storm. The Juana took one look my way and knew there was no one who could run the hole but me. Of course. What you need? Of course.
The show attendants his roommate's trade, ramrods trade on the table near her, a half-empty liquor bottle and a small porcelain cup. Both smell anise. She looks like she's trying to blend in, but her unnatural stillness and her bright spotless attire make her stand out like three fish against the rocks. Her eyes find yours.
Harami!
I am here, Seduzo Nui.
Do we expect today a local merchant?
We do not, Seduzo Nui.
Then state your business quickly. I want to avoid another surprise.
Did you come across pass off with a man named
The one who threatened me. I shall not soon forget him. These Juana learn too many pretty words from the Valians. You cannot trust what they say. This fellow wanted passage on my ship, as if I were the village ferryman. I told him there was none to be had. Certainly not at his price.
She fills a cup and says to go around. You notice again that her hand is shaking.
He told me he had coin. Lots of it. I did not believe him. How could a man who lives in a garbage heap have enough money for passage?
So you assumed the worst and threw him to the wolves?
No, you presumptuous Adiran. I assumed nothing until I saw the swollen net. I knew then that I was dealing with a pirate. I had heard they were influential in the Gullet, but I did not realize how much so. I called for the guards, and they dragged him away. That is the last I saw of him.
What's your position?
Nearly done, I hope. I sold a consignment of iron and cultural coral, and will return to Rauatai with vorals, merkberries, and Ondra stars. Are you writing that down?
Nay, lass. We merely moved to a momentary bout of verse by the beauty on display before me. They're very bawdy rhymes, Cap. Not meant for prim and proper mercantile types.
Serafen, straight out here, but a very cooperative rodent.
Anyway, that's what brought me here.
Or that you take your business to the slums unless you're trading illegally. You seem nervous. Does the Royal Deadfire Company know you're trading here? Other rodents operate out of the brass citadel.
Most do. What is your business with me?
Beyond the
Nearly done, I hope. The Royal Deadfire Company would frown on business in this district. But there's no harm if they don't know.
I won't tell the Royal Deadfire Company about your dealings here if you take beyond the children. She tucks at her collar and looks around to see if anyone...
Very well. I could take 3 more in the hold, and no more. Orin and his crew have reserved the berths.
Children are small, so
I will already have to abandon crates of cargo to make room for these 3. Plus, the food and water they require. Send them to me. The sooner we leave, the better.
I want to find enough.
And I told you there is none. The 3 I agreed to take will barely fit in the hold as it is. He and his people are gold-packed knights. Orin is... particular. Perhaps that is good. He just finished a contract to guard the Valian Luminous Mill. I hear Animancers are also particular. He's upstairs. Just do not interrupt him if he's arranging things. Nearly done, I hope. The Royal Deadfire Company would. What is your business with me?
A dwarf is before generous and curious spread. Steamed muscles arranged in concentric circles around the flat bread, stacked in a neat tower, and melon sliced in even triangles. Yet his attention is focused on the 4 cups and the bottle in front of him. He has the cups organized in an almost perfect square around the table. Under the bottle, but as you look on, he leans down to adjust one. The others with him wait quietly and observe the ritual. Excuse me.
He does this every time. Just have to wait.
Holding his breath, he takes the bottle and measures an equal serving of wine into the cups, making 3 or 4 passes with over each. His companions look on the practice patient.
Don't see why you'd spend all that time arranging your food if you aren't making it look like a funny face.
At least the bottle is empty and the place... At last the bottle is empty and the places it in the exact center of the square. He picks picks it up and puts it down the same spot twice before.
I don't see what Sedusa was fussing about. Nothing wrong with being tidy.
The last thing is close to you, and then turns back to
Cheers.
They all take their cups and drink deeply. At last, the leader turns.
What do you require? Indeed. The good captain has 4 adequate berths, all equally sized, all facing the same direction, and she's promised to leave promptly. A most agreeable arrangement.
What would it take for you to see your spots?
Out of the question. We're due in Tekoa for another contract, and the client has already paid the advance. And we have already paid Seduzo. I couldn't possibly take back the same coins I have already spent.
I'll make an offer for the burst.
A gold-packed knight is bound by his contract, and ours binds us to make all possible haste to Tekoa. Booking passage on another ship on such short notice would be most expensive. Look around. The Deadfire is filled with misery, to say nothing of the Gullet.
Folks like you ain't helping. Have a heart. Or is it already dead in your chest?
I have oaths to keep. Perhaps that means little to you, but I am bound by them. What better life do you imagine for them in Rauatai? They will only trade one misery for another. Besides, I have a contract to fulfill.
I can pay you enough to book a passage on the ship. He looks up from fidgeting with his cup long enough to give you enough.
All ships leaving for Rauatai are laden with luminous adra and other rare goods. Mercenaries, even of our skill, do not rate so highly.
Consider this me making a contract with you. He freezes, staring at the coins. After a moment, he divides them into 4 even stacks and nods.
So it does. Consider our business concluded.
Cost me a shit ton of money, asshole.
So you're saying, literally a pirate of the mind? You sail in and steal people's thoughts?
Behold, lass, I'm the original psychic piratical.
Not hardly. Even I've heard about Malnaj. She's a cipher like you, ain't she? Only older.
Ugh, had to dredge up my cruel rival. You should know her arsehole itches when mention being made of her.
What a nasty hex. Tell me you weren't the one that put it on her. Darn, I hope that doesn't make her itch. Hell, or that. Now I'm just making it worse. I best shut my mouth before I cause more damage.
I like your style, kid.
Wasn't there someone else I was supposed to meet? Well, anyway. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna call this an episode. We will be continuing the Let's Play continuously for Pillars of Eternity, Deadfire. Hopefully we'll then later, when it releases, transfer into Avowed, but we will see what happens with that. Thank you for watching and have a fantastic day.